Hello, everyone. EJ here. Yep, that's right, you guessed it. The time has come for another one of my video reviews. So just sit down, relax, order a couple of pizzas, but try not to sit on them. You might burn your butt. This video will be about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles action figures once again. Is going to be about my customized TMNT figures based on the Archie Comics TMNT Intergalactic Wrestlers. I made these over 20 years ago, way before NECA, Best Action, and Super 7 and any of those other companies started releasing any figures. Back when we all thought that there would never be any official releases of these figures, I know what you're thinking. Throw them out. But hey, I worked so hard on these and I'm so proud of them. I just have to let people see them and I hope you like them. You may be wondering, what? In the 90s, there was a story arc in the TMNT Archie comics in which a floating alien cowhead named Cuddly the Cowlick brought the TMNT to an outer space planet in which two aliens named Stump and Sling informed them that they were chosen to represent their planet. Therefore, they had no choice but to wrestle their champion, the four-armed mutant dog Crying Hound, in order to return home. However, it was an all new game for them since they temporarily had to switch from being ninjas to becoming wrestlers. First up, we have Leonardo. Here is a full view of Leonardo. Here is a close up of Leonardo. How did I make it, you wonder? It was made from a Leonardo original action figure. This figure was a worn out figure. The accessories were gone, the limbs were falling off, the paint was chipping. So I glued the limbs back on, scraped off the pads, and I made the armor. The armor was made out of cardboard and tinfoil, which was carefully glued into place. The belt was pretty hard to make, but the hardest part to make was the yin yang insignia on his chest. I had to make an imprint from a coin, I think a 10-cent dime, and the helmet was pretty tricky, but it only took about 15 to 20 attempts, but I finally got it right. Then I carefully repainted him. However, my only regret is that I painted his helmet a little too dark blue. I think I should have painted maybe a little light blue, or what do you think? Originally, it was silver from tinfoil too, but the silver on the head kept peeling off and it was hard to keep it in place, so I thought maybe I would try to put a little more blue in there. That was my personal opinion. Next up is Raphael. As you can see, Raphael has completely changed his colors from red to wearing a skin-tight shiny black suit. Here is a full view of Raphael. Here is a close-up of this Raphael. Well, why did I keep the gums green, you wonder? One, it was hard to keep the teeth white, and also, unless he was drinking black currant juice, his gums wouldn't be green now, would they? Once again, you wonder how I made this? Okay, I'll tell you. I made this from an original Raphael action figure. Oh, but rest assured, I did not sacrifice a perfectly good figure. This figure I found in the park, broken and falling apart. The accessories were gone, and I had to glue the hands back on. I filed and smoothed down all the headbands, and I repainted it. Unlike the other figures, I painted this one with a shiny gloss paint so it would look shiny, unlike the regular acrylic paint, which would make it look like a walking hockey puck. Next up, we have Donatello. As you can see, Donatello is now sporting a wrestler's robe, and he's mostly wearing yellow with stripes of red. Here is a full view of Donatello. Here is a close up of this Donatello. Yet again, you wonder how I made this? I made him from an original Donatello action figure. No, I did not sacrifice a perfectly good figure, in case you're wondering. This figure was made from a worn out figure, which I found discarded somewhere. The limbs were falling off, the accessories were gone, and it was all scratched up. I repainted the pads yellow. I made him his wrestler robe out of a shoe shine cloth. I made him his belt out of masking tape or either masking tape or a ribbon, and I painted it red. The hardest part to make was his bandana mask. The bandana mask was actually fun and hard to make at the same time, and I pinned stripe painted with a toothpick, getting the perfect stripes in place. And for the back pieces, I put on a twist tie from a bread bag, and I painted that too. Now, last but not least, we have Michelangelo. Here is a full view of this Michelangelo. Here is a close up of this Michelangelo. All right, once again, how I made it? I made this from an original Michelangelo action figure. I promise you that I did not sacrifice a perfectly good figure. This figure was broken, taking up space at the bottom of my toy box. I was lucky enough to find the popped off leg, and the paint was scraping off, and it was just not being used. So I repainted it. I made his limb pads out of masking tape and paper mache, and I repainted them. Ta-da! Here they are all together, and that's the end. So what did you think? I hope you all enjoyed it. Now, if you feel like it, feel free to like, comment, and possibly subscribe. Stay tuned for more toy reviews, as well as more of my custom toy reviews. And sorry if I seem rude, but I am a little possessive, so for the record, they are not for sale. Sorry.